what is this paper here that Miss Elizabeth gave us? What is going on? What are all those words? What are all those arrows?
Beginning of phrases.
Okay, so we're looking at prepositions that begin
With phrases.
They begin phrases, or anything you can do to a box, really. So what did you notice earlier when we kind of looked at this? What about this word right there, remember?
Through.
And what's
so,
going
and then
on?
they give an arrow going through the box.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. So look, under.
It's under.
It's under the box. What is
and
this?
on top.
Oh, on top, upon. What are some of these over here?
By, near to, wait, close to,
Great. Near.
up, down.
Ah, directionals. Up, down. Oh.
Around.
Around with the around arrow.
Out
And
of,
these-
outside. Out of, outside.
Look at this one. That's interesting.
But
Because if they actually put it behind the box, we wouldn't see it. So they had to put it up there.
And they have created a little bit of a shade for that behind. Look in front and behind. It's a subtle, distinctive feature.
in an angle.
Yes. I see it. The arrows are a little bit different. Oh, this one. I don't know much Hawaiian, but as soon as I look at this, I think of,
A Colin Hammer.
yeah, yes, or aku and mai. Yeah? Mai is to come forward and aku is to go away. Something like that. I could be wrong. Let's just leave that one on the side. Let's just not even go there. Okay, awesome. So all of these are called prepositions.
Prepositions.
Uh-huh.
Prepositions.
And they deal with the position of things. What? Preposition deals with the positions of things.
Prepositions.
Okay, all right. So let's move on to our activity.
So your activity, ladies, is to open the box, the picnic basket in front of you. And ladies and gentlemen and Keiki out there, one of the best and most qualifying, I can't find the right words, but language. It's spoken. It's natural. And Mahina and Nahiku speak beautifully. What they're going to do for you is an activity that is strictly about our language. And this language is going to direct their movements. So I'm going to ask the two of you to find 6 objects so that you each have identical objects. Every time you agree on a object, then you have to call it something. You have to name it and agree whatever that name might be. So you have 6 objects, you give them a name that you both agree on, and then let me know when you're ready for the experiment to prove that language is the driving force of communication.
All right, Nahiko, you want to dump everything out? You may do the honors. Let's do this. I'll pick it up. Too much? Too much? Too fast? Okay, 6 things. I will pick up the thing that fell on the floor. You decide which 6 things we're going to use, and there has to be a pair of each of them. I'm talking too much.
Well, one of the things about this activity, Mahina, is that you are going to communicate. It is not for one person to make a decision. You have to agree. Talk.
Rings. Would
We're
you
calling
agree
these
that
rings?
we should use these?
I agree. I also agree that we should call them rings.
Balls.
Yay!
Tall triangles.
Yay! Okay, my turn. Cubes?
Yes.
All right. How many more do we need? How many do we have? Okay.
2 more.
Triangles?
Triangles.
Okay, you can do the last one.
Tofu cubes.
Nice.
All right, so you have your 6 objects. These ladies decided to call them their regular names, but I like tofu cube because that gives me a visual memory of what I like. All right, so prepare yourselves, and I am going to place a screen between the 2 of you. In this in this experiment, to begin with, we will ask Mahina to be the designated instructor. So as Mahina builds whatever she's going to build, whatever she has in her hand also has to be related by way of seeing it and speaking about what she is doing with the object in her hands. The object of this experiment is for Mahina to build something upon itself and for Nahiku, as the receiver of the instruction, to follow the instruction. But, Nahiku, you may ask any questions you want to, because if you can't ask a question, how can you communicate? Okay, let's go.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Elizabeth. I will just put all my stuff off to the side first. Okay, Nahiku, I would like for you go ahead and place the cube on the table in front of you. So that I don't know, I might get too detailed.
Details are what are
Okay,
necessary
well,
so that she
I know
can...
that you know what parallel means, right, Mihiku? Because so that when you look at the top of the shape, you're actually looking at a square. You're not looking at a diamond.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Now, Nahiku, grab your tall triangle
Yes.
and put it on top of the square so that the straight side of the triangle is on the right and the angled side of your triangle is on the left, and it's still tall. It's narrow and tall, it's not wide and short.
Yes.
Okay, great. Take your tofu cube and place it to the right of your little stack.
Yeah.
Leave about an inch of space in between your tofu cube and your little stack. Grab your ring. and place it on top of your staff. So it's going over your tall triangle.
It looks like the tower from the first Avengers.
Oh, I think we're on the right track. I think we're communicating well. Now I would like for you to take your triangle and put it in the center of your tofu cube.
Facing.
It's a great question, great question. So, oh my goodness. So that you are facing the triangle side of it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And now we have one more thing. Just get that ball and put it on the left side of your Avengers Tower, leaving about an inch between the tower and the ball.
But my question is, from viewing our tower and our ball, and the ring being closer to the top of the ball, and the space on the bottom
I love it.
may
I
not
love it.
be an inch compared to the top.
Yes, and I was thinking that, but I didn't want to be that detailed, and I love that you are that detailed. So, place the ball about an inch away from the cube.
Yes.
That was such a great, great question. Nahiku, ask me more questions. Got any more questions?
No.
Okay.
Is the tofu square supposed to be on its shorter side or?
Tofu square is on its big side. So it's laying flat. It's not raised high off of the table. It's flat. It looks
Is the triangle
like
at any angle
how
wise?
the tofu cube would be served with some hot sauce drizzled on top.
Is the triangle on top of the
The-
tofu cube at any angle placed on it?
It is in the middle, it is centered, and the flat, we are looking at the triangle side. Yeah.
And now, let's see how the directions were followed and if the questions were sufficient.
Pretty close. Would I call this a face? If I had called this a face, would that have made sense to you? Okay. Then I would have called it a face. But that word didn't come to me until after we were done. We were pretty close. Yeah. That
Very
was
good.
fun. I like
Now, let's change.
this. Okay.
Nahiku, you're the instructor, and Mahina is the person who
Right
follows
on.
your instructions.
Because kids are always more creative and fun and interesting than I am. Okay. Go ahead, Zeke.
And would you, for the sake of this presentation, I believe you should change 2 of your objects
Okay.
and find 2 to replace it.
Okay. So you pick.
It's pretty cool when you were putting the ring around your tall triangle, she was already putting the ring around the tall triangle.
It just was.
Before you even said it, it was so cool.
It was just screaming for that to happen.
Okay, so what are you trading in? Okay, let's wait, let's start again. Okay, so you're gonna start with these. So you're gonna start all over again, you're gonna call them again. Okay, everybody got equal? Okay,
I would like
okay.
I would like to replace our triangle.
Okay. I would like to replace our cube.
Water pitcher
Okay.
to represent Aquarius.
Water bearer. Okay. And I fried mozzarella stick.
Okay, so agree, repeat what you're gonna call things. Show the camera so they'll see.
Fried mozzarella stick. Water pitcher. Long triangle. Ring. Ball. Tofu cube.
Totally looks like tofu. Okay. Oh, I'm so hungry right now.
All right, and Nahiku will begin by doing one shape at a time and letting you, Mahina, know what to pick up and in what position to put it. Okay, begin.
You know when you rest your hand on a table and it comes out to like a foot? Put your ball a length of a foot directly in front of you.
Okay.
Place your ring around your ball.
Can I ask questions at this point?
Yes.
Okay. So the ring, do I need to pick up the ball and put the ring down and put the ball in the ring? Or am I trying to balance the ring on top of the ball like a halo?
Yes, just like a halo.
Okay, but what if it doesn't want to stay?
Um,
Stop laughing. You're shaking the table. Okay, got it. Nobody breathe. Okay, what's next?
place your tofu cube on top of the ball and ring.
I knew you were going to say that. You're kidding me. Okay. Am I looking at, then is the orientation, am I looking at a square or am I looking at a diamond?
A square.
Okay. Good.
At a is this 180? 180. Or is it smaller?
It's 45 degrees.
Oh, 180 is open.
That's 90.
The 45. At a 45 degrees angle, heading right at 5 inches. Place your long triangle facing at that 45 degrees angle at right. You're gonna see facing to you at that angle your straight side of the long triangle. Is that enough direction?
Okay. 5 inches away from my circle sculpture
Yes.
at a 45-degree angle, pointing
Right.
right. Okay. And I'm looking at the closest to me is the flat side of the triangle.
Yes, taking a moment for me to balance my ball.
Okay.
Ball, ring, tofu. Now, with our long triangle, take your fried mozzarella stick and balance it flat, our face as our longed,
Okay.
balance it.
I knew that there was going to be more to this balancing act. Is yours balanced?
Right away.
I balance it in my head before I
I
begin.
didn't even think it would work.
This is like Jenga extra. Jenga on steroids. Okay. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna hold it for now. Just.
Try use one hand instead of two hands.
Okay. Thank God for editing. Oh. Okay, can I just hold it for now?
You can ask a question.
How
If
did you
this
get
is
it
impossible,
Okay.
you're going to have to ask her to help you out here because you don't have the same dexterity that that Nahiku has.
Nahiku, I think I'm gonna need a little help. Maybe there's something that we can do to,
Still represent that in some way?
or we have a couple extra, we have one more shape. Maybe that shape can be used to give some stability to the ball structure. I don't know.
Yes, you may. You may use. I had a different plan, but that's okay.
Your thing is still standing by
Yeah.
itself?
Not her ring now,
Okay. So let's see what you have.
You may
Okay.
try to build your ball structure and flip your ball over to possibly find more stability.
Did you put the ring at the bottom or the ring is still on top of the ball?
Yes, the ring is still on top of the
You
ball.
are amazing. So I'm just trying to move the ball around. Maybe there's a different, maybe there's a,
Different angle it's going to be
Yeah.
placed on. Well,
yeah, maybe I'll move it a little bit on the table. But pretty soon I might get fatigued. Yes. So,
All right. Let's,
Yeah.
let's take a look for the sake of noticing. Take a look. And I'll tell you why this isn't. It's just that she is trying to do a balancing act. Nahiku, we can't do a balancing act. That's just the simple part of it. So you need to build it so, and if it's not, this is not for building something see? Now, you give her your triangle and see if she can do it.
It might be
I
the
want to
triangle
see,
has
I
a
bet it's
flatter
the,
top.
I bet the triangle has a flatter top.
it's,
Feel,
no, they're the
feel.
same. But I wasn't trying to balance that. I was doing, this is what I was doing. So were you trying to balance it on that?
Yeah, she had it balanced
Oh.
on it. Okay, so let's do it again. I want to do that tape
Okay.
again. But I want you to instruct, but don't make it so complicated. Okay?
Because the point of the exercise is to instruct, not to balance.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're the teacher and you want your student to listen. But if you're doing things she can't do with her hands,
Comprehend.
because she's an old lady, sorry,
No.
then that's not the object, okay? Do you want to use a different thing other than the ball?
Yeah, we should
Okay.
take the ball out, make it too
Take the ball
complicated.
out.
You just can't help
Take the
yourself.
ball out and change it to something else.
Okay.
And then, remember, you're creating something. You want to use those stairs, you can use those stairs. Remember those stairs?
Let's change it for the stairs.
Yeah. All right.
Those stairs are very cool. But you got to decide what to call them. Because a lot of people have different names for these things. So in front of the audience, you're going to say, whoa, these are weird looking things. What should we call these? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So you're trading it for the ball. Okay? Away with the ball.
Okay, we are switching out.
All right. So
The
you're going to
balls.
introduce your tools. Okay?
Now we changed our balls to our ghost stairs.
And Hiku, you are going to instruct me this time. Yay. Okie dokie.
We're going to take our fried mozzarella stick and put it seven inches away from the table.
From the bottom edge of the table?
Yes.
Okay, now if you can give your student an idea of what 7 inches looks like.
7 inches looks like a
You have to give her something distinctive about what it is. Is it the distance between your pinky finger and your thumb when they're spread out? Is that about 7 inches? You may have a good idea of it, but your person who's listening doesn't
May I
even
switch
know.
the number?
Yeah, you may switch it. But be careful, because the more you have to use words that that person will for sure understand. So go ahead.
Put your fried mozzarella stick about a index card length away.
Got it.
Away from where?
The edge of the table.
Very good. You need to do your prepositions. That is what tells the learner where to go. Okay.
So use, yeah.
Use your
Use the
sheet in
green
front of
paper,
you
yeah.
if you need your prepositions.
Now, taking your ghost stairs and putting the edge towards the right in the middle of your ghost stairs, leaning or placed on top. Was that enough instruction slightly?
Can
the question.
you repeat it?
Taking your ghost stairs and putting them on the right side
Of the block.
of the block.
Okay.
Then taking that left piece, the left side of the ghost stairs, the bottom middle piece, then lifting it up and placing that edge on top of the fried mozzarella stick.
Okay. Okay, I think I got that.
Now taking your tall triangle
Okay.
and your first column of the ghost stairs on the left side, sticking the long, slim side of that triangle and sticking that in the ghost stairs.
Questions can be asked.
Yep. Am I putting it into the
the space between the stairs.
Okay, but so right, I'm looking at 2 rows basically.
Yes,
So
the
put it on the top left.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, in the center of. Wait, not the left. The middle column on the top row.
Okay. Got it.
Now taking your tofu cube and just placing it right on top of that triangle.
Okay.
Now placing your ring beside your mozzarella stick on the left,
Okay.
touching
Okay.
you.
Is it
It's
leaning, or is the
It's-
ring flat on the table, just touching?
it's flat,
Okay.
touching. Now your water pitcher, putting it inside of your ghost stairs. And it's flat, like the pitcher's been spilled, and it's against, leaning on the ghost stairs on the right.
Is it leaning?
Well,
Or
it's
is
more
it
like
flat and
it's flat and
touching?
touching,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I think I got it.
Any questions to review before you check?
No.
Oh, this, I should have asked the question. Yep, that's the only difference.
What?
This right here, I had it this way, and
What
Mihiku
is
had it
this?
this way.
Talk about what it is.
Oh, the
Angle that it's
water
placed
pitcher.
beside.
Mm-hmm. The water pitcher I had parallel to the edge of the table,
Where it should have
perpendicular
been-
to the stairs, where it should have been flat against the bottom of the stairs.
Very good.
Yeah, oh, these stairs are neat.
Very nice. So, language is your instructor. Questioning language is your communicator. And when we don't have those 2 things in place, we miss a whole lot of learning. So thank you for discovering how prepositions can help you in space. And later on, we'll look at prepositions, how they help you in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Elizabeth. Thank you, Miss Nahiku.
I'm buying a whole thing of blocks. I'm gonna play with blocks all
But
day.
it's just the same kind of thing as going back to our last 2 pages of Hop and Hope. Now Mahina is going to introduce the fixes, the suffixes that fix on to what we call a base word. These small units of meaning, you will notice or hear that they're familiar to you. They change meanings of a word because they're morphemes, but they also get tricky when they're in phrases or sentences. So for the sake of getting our reference book together, we are going to just list those suffixes, and we're going to group them together if perchance there's a reason that they should be grouped. There you go.
Okay, Nahiku, I see that you have written out your heading or your title for the page. What is it?
Endings beginning with vowels.
Excellent. And we've also been calling these types of endings suffixes. So let's go ahead and let's write down the suffixes, the endings that indeed start with vowels. And after we make this list, we'll talk about the meanings behind them. So Nahiku, on the left-hand side of your paper, next to the red line, which is your margin, go ahead and write the suffix ing.
Ing.
Ing. Just like how you did hope ing.
Ing.
Yep.
Ing.
Excellent. Now go over to about the center of the page, and you're going to write is as in service, but we also noted that it looked exactly like that word. Yep.
ICE.
Okay, move over a couple more inches, and this ending sounds like us most of the time, as in victorious. And I'll help you out with it.
US.
There's a letter before the U, which is it's a three letter suffix, and you were correct. The second two letters, or the last two letters, are US.
OUS.
Beautiful, beautiful,
OUS.
beautiful. Okay, and let's keep in our practice of skipping lines before we start the next row. So underneath ing, I want you to skip a line and write Oh, we know so many different ways
So it
of
depends
writing the word
What is the most common as a suffix?
ER.
Beautiful. Okay, go back to your middle column. Ish.
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 Ish is something you add to a word to,
Some-ish.
what'd you say?
Some-ish. No.
Some-ish?
You know, now it's a thing when, particularly among the youngsters, and they say, and I might ask something like, "Oh, do you think that that's interesting?" Ish. And they use it almost as its own word now. So what,
Pretty soon it'll be in the dictionary.
right?
What ish? What ish?
Well, we don't. What ish is not a word, right? But are you happy? Or are you happy?
Ish.
Right? So it just kind of it weakens the power of that word, right?
Yes.
It just means not really ish, right? How would you spell that ish? Eh? Let's break it down into sounds.
Eh.
Eh?
Ish. Ish. It sounds like an I or an E and an S.
Close.
Yeah.
Where's our word chart?
It has
away?
left.
Our word chart left?
It left me.
Okay, it's under the table. Because I think we'll get this here. I thought we were just going to be writing sounds. Okay. Let's go ahead and put these back and see if you can get ish going on. Start with your vowel. Yep. Don't forget to look at all.
Ish.
Ish. That's the one. Okay, so go ahead and write ish.
What kind of
under-
word would use ish? Irish.
Selfish.
Selfish.
Greenish.
Greenish.
Fish. Except that's not the right usage.
Then it's not morphing, correct.
And we'll come back to different ways that we'll use it. Very good. Now under us, ist.
Ist.
Ist. How many distinct sounds do I hear? Ist.
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 Okay, going back all the way to the left under this bad boy can make 3 different sounds, but I'll just say ed.
ED.
Correct.
ED.
Okay. Under ish, age.
Like age.
Oftentimes when it is actually fixed to the end of the word, it'll sound like edge. But right now, yeah, correct. Awesome. And we have that rule there. What's that rule?
J.
Yeah, because
G before E, I, or Y may say J.
I love the way you emphasized may say. Very good. Okay. And then under ist, ibble. 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 Ooh, I like the way you use this chart very much. Oh.
2 L's. Ib.
Ib. So how many syllables in the word ibble?
Ib. Z.
Okay. So if we have
Libble.
o,
O.
no, look, so ib o.
O.
O
O.
cannot be, right? What do we need? So if ib is
Ib.
1 syllable
Ib.
and o
Bo.
is our second
Bo.
syllable, do syllables,
Bo.
can a syllable be only a consonant? It has to have a vowel. Ib, o, but we can't hear it. We just hear the o. So it has to be a vowel that can be silent. What vowels do we know that can be silent? Yes. And it's silent if it's placed where?
Behind.
My kailoa.
Like scribble?
Exactly. Okay?
I don't like
There we
scribble.
go.
You know,
Under the ist.
just because I didn't have like, say this training, I've always just want to play Scribble, but I can't play Scribble if you don't know what we're going
Scrabble.
through. It's Scrabble. Oh, what's Scribble?
Is when you scribble scrabble. You just scribble
Oh,
scribble.
I do like to scribble.
Excellent. Continuing on. Underneath ed. Est. Let's look at ourselves when we say that.
Est. 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 Estrogen.
Of course, that would be the first thing to come to mind. Of course. Okay. Underneath age, ants.
Like ants.
Not the little insects, though. Okay, so
Ants.
ants. Ants. Let's look at the mirror.
Ants.
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 So you're not, well, I'm not going to tell you what you're hearing or not hearing. And
Ants.
yeah. So what do we know?
Ants.
So start with the Go ahead and start with the first vowel. Let's pull the vowels. We hear that. Don't you hear the s?
Could be a C or an S.
Correct. Could be a C or an S. Okay. But it's not an S. So how are we going to make that? You know, I don't need to say anything. Yeah. There you
Ants.
go. Yep.
A-N-C-E.
So like as in distance, right? But you hear when I say no, leave it. It's ant. Yeah. So sometimes it sounds like ants, but it's ants. Okay. So we'll talk more about that. You know, it's English. And under ibble, oh, I was supposed to be going like this. I forgot.
They're still fixes. They still
Okay.
get attached.
Under ibble, how about able?
Like, I'm able. A-B-L-E.
Okay, that is correct. And as a suffix, a lot of times we hear it as able, right? Capable. We don't go capable, right? But that's the spelling. That's correct. So should I just keep going with how I'm doing it? Just keep going
Yes.
across like that? Okay. Sorry, I forgot about that. Oh! Okay. Next, under est. E. Now, there are several different ways to make
E.
the sound E.
E. Two E's.
That is definitely one way to make the E sound. But it's at the end of a word, and I'm just going to tell you, it's Y, the letter Y, at the end of the word. So if I said capably, that E at the end of the word is made by a Y.
Why?
So what are some other prompts other than flat out saying, it's not two E's, it's a Y?
Two E's is not a morpheme.
Okay.
That two E's is two letters that make one sound that says E. There are some words in the English language like coffee, but it's a spelling. It's not a
Yeah.
fix. And remember, able, able. Whether you make it with an I or an A, it's still telling you the ability to do something. Are you capable? Is it listenable? So the ability to do it. Just as when you get to ants and ants will be very common. So we put those together and they create a certain kind of word that may create a noun. So we'll get back to this when we do more in-depth work of morphology. So let's continue with these fixes that go at the ends of words for meaning.
Okay, middle column. Ant. Yeah, it's spelt like that little guy. Yeah.
A-N-T.
Okay.
Stomp on the ant.
No. Miss Animal Lover. Answer animal too. Okay, and then under able,
More like insects.
type of animal. Under able, ably. Ably. So you have able here. How do you think ably might be?
Eb-
Able might become ably. Capably.
Cape.
So just ably, but for example, as in the word
Ably.
capably.
Able-E.
So it has to be different than this, right? So this is able. So it can't be this again to write ably. But what do we have here to make the E sound? Right? So,
A, B, L,
drop the E, add the Y.
E.
Yep, just like that. Beautiful. Ably, as in capably. You are doing this very capably. Okay, underneath the Y, ol.
All.
That's a weird sound.
Ol.
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 Ol. So that's how it sounds when we say it.
It's very,
All.
it's
like,
not
that's-
natural.
Natural. Oh. Shall we just, so some things, right? Like there's a time where you want to pull it. But if
Yes.
you see frustration, then you can just straight out directly teach them,
That's
right?
right.
A-L.
And when you have something to connect your suffix to, then you have more meaning. So you have something to work with.
Yeah.
This is out of context.
Yeah. Okay, and this is not, yeah, it's a little bit out of context. Okay, underneath ant, and we're gonna get through this really quickly. How about ants? Ants. You have ants here. Ants now.
N, A, N. Ants.
Ants. Patience. Ants.
Like ants.
But ants.
E.
Yes, exactly. Exactly like it.
E, N, C, E.
Beautiful. Okay. Oh my goodness. Antsy. Like tendent. Oh, I don't.
Tendencies.
Tendency. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's
Tent.
antsy.
And.
So look, you have ants here.
And.
Now you're writing antsy. Yep.
Ants. Ants.
One more letter. What do you think it's going to be?
E.
Beautiful. Antsy. Awesome. Okay, we're almost there. Underneath all, like how we say all, N.
A-N.
N.
And.
Like ants. Yeah? N. Okay? And then we have Ent. Any Lord of the Rings fans?
Yes.
Ha, ha, ha.
They live in my head.
Ent.
Ent.
And last one, NC. So you have ANSI.
Entity.
Just NC. Here you have ANSI. N.
N. Oh.
Like ant. NC.
And.
Just like you have C here.
C.
NC. Yeah. One more. One final one more. Or. Under the N.
Or.
Yeah. That's it. You
Or.
did it wonderfully. Just or. Like
There's
or.
oars.
It's quite difficult to come up with words when you start from the end, yes? Yeah. So thanks for doing that today. And we will discover the meaning of these fixes when we attach them to meaning. Join us again and tune in, because we're going to have a special presentation for you of the tricks and some tips that make learning out of the box easier, because we get all the tools during all of our sessions. So come back again. Remember, English is the language of advancement, and we're advancing. Mahalo for tuning in. You've just experienced another piece of the English language fundamentals. It's as if we're braiding a strong rope. Join us again. Ahui ho.